Alright, we are in our first storm season. We're still making our way towards making this town sustainable, and we are also working towards opening our first bronze seal. The storm, as you can see here, only lasts for 2 minutes, so we don't have to deal with this for too long. Everything feels really hectic once the first storm starts. I'm gonna set this here. We can construct the first beacon tower, or our beacon tower. Outside of the main square. Now I've got some space. I can set 2 lizards to harvesting that sea marrow deposit. And that'll hopefully save us on wood. Because it'll burn. It's currently, I believe, well, it's burning coal at the moment. But when the coal runs dry and we're not producing coal, it'll save us on wood. Okay, we've got one. We could have been our homelessness. In fact, we need another house to satisfy everyone. But we're otherwise alright. The beacon tower's up and running. Now we get to find out what this does. Really hoping I don't have to man this one. Powerful yet ancient structure allows you to summon aid directly from the citadel. Okay, that'll be pretty good. If I hold to activate, we can either get buffs or packs of meat as a supply. If we hold to activate it, we got 2 left. And a miracle. Limited number of uses per game. Let's hold out. I don't know if we need this at the moment. We're doing alright for food. I'd like some meat. Hopefully this dangerous glade has it. I should probably be extracting these roots, but I've only got 1 citizen remaining, and I need to keep at least 1 builder. And the storm's over, yay! Oh, here we go, we got some newcomers. So new people. Either 2 beavers and a lizard, or 2 lizards and a beaver. I'm going to choose the beavers over that. It'll also give us a couple of bricks, a couple of pottery, and 1 tool. Let's accept that. Which, by the way, means you are now a beaver, and so are you. And now we've got some spare space. I'm going to start doing some more important stuff. Let's get onto some construction, and I think it's probably best we set down that weaver. Maybe over here. I want 2x2 buildings in here, if I can help it. I thought I had, oh yeah, a smokehouse. That's a 3x3 building. I might have underestimated precisely how big the buildings were in this game. Maybe you could go next to the house here. Next to the lighthouse. See, more complex buildings require more complex materials. This will require planks and fabric, not wood. So you have to think about that. This will only produce planks. Sorry, only require planks to build. And it makes fabric. I'm going to set you here, and what I'm actually going to do is hit V to go into delete mode and just get rid of this road. That's a bad position for it. I'm going to open this up a bit. Alright, this requires planks. Planks are currently only being produced here, and right now I've got some free time here, so I'm going to move this up, and I'm going to increase the rate to 8 for wood. Alright, we now got full beavers working here, which is good. And we are going to need more housing. Once this is done, I'm not going to open up any more glades. And I'm just going to try and deforest this area around here to open up room for the little neighborhood I'm building here. Excuse me, I'm still at the tail end of a cold. And I'm coughing occasionally. I've got a latent cough. It just will not go away. By the way, we can look at what the beavers want. They like biscuits. They also like their own housing, obviously. We'll need to get that. They like pickled goods. They like clothing, much like the harpies do. So if I can get a cloth here, all the better. They also like luxury and education, as well as leisure services. So if you can fulfill these services, the lizards like brawling and religion. And the harpies like education and treatment. Filled in a bathhouse, tea doctor, holy market. None of which we have at the moment. Choose a cornerstone. We've just got one. So this is something that'll improve us. We can increase production speed, but traders will arrive 50% slower. I don't necessarily love that. Economic migration. Rumor has it that your settlement is one of the wealthiest in the realm. Newcomers will arrive 50% quicker and bring 10% more goods. I don't think that'll be necessary just yet. And family gratitude. Get 40 water skins for every full reputation point obtained through high resolve. None of these are fantastic. I'm gonna get family gratitude. This is a kind of slow start, admittedly. But we're about to break into a new glade that'll afford us a bunch of new opportunities. Alright, this crude workstation is building... I should have probably gotten something that would allow us... my options were either the weaver or the carpenter. I probably should have done the carpenter because that's one of your base materials. You will need to be producing wood. Lumber for that. Luckily we're not burning wood and we're never going to be. Not anytime soon in any case. Alright, one more tree and we'll have cracked open this glade and then we've got a problem. New orders have become available. As you can see, over time, these fill up and you get new orders. The next lot have just opened up. It's 2 each from now on. You start with 3. And we can pick stuff. Building materials. If I deliver 8 planks, 6 bricks, and 6 fabric, I will get some wildfire essence, some clay, and some leather. That's actually quite good. Or if you deliver building materials and have 50 wood in the woodcutter's camp, you'll get some beavers. This is aid for the beavers clan, or just building materials. You can get support from the beavers clan. Ever since the Great Civil War, all species have been locked in a constant struggle. This will increase beavers' resolve, by the way. So it's not bad, and we'll get 2 spare parts. I think I can almost immediately sort this one out. So let's pick the building materials. It's a waste of materials, but it may be worthwhile to quickly get that through. We can also fulfill need for jerky, which I definitely want to do and can and will eventually be able to do, or deliver 50 roots, which I don't want to do. So let's fulfill 40 need for jerky. That'll increase egg containers, give us some free eggs and some flour. Okay, jerky is going to happen eventually, I think. We've got the bricks. We need 6 fabric on hand and 8 planks. It'll take a while to get those planks together. Alright. We've just broken into a dangerous glade. That has dangers, as you might expect. What it also has are slick-shell broodmothers. That is fantastic. That is meat. That's a bigger version of what I believe that... Well, no, that's... No, we don't have that yet. But now we do. That means I can set up a trapper's camp to extract that. That means I was correct in selecting the trapper's camp. And that goes to jerky, and that means smokehouse. That means we can fulfill a complex food. That's really good. We've also got a large supply of copper ore here. But we have to worry about dangers. You see, the bloodflower is here. The bloodflower is a deadly carrion organism that feeds on decaying matter. It spreads through contaminated rainwater and multiplies with time, becoming more and more dangerous. Bloodflowers are a source of extremely rare resources. We need to deal with this threat. Now, all I need to do is set 2 people to this, and eventually it will fill up and release rewards. We don't actually need to spend any resources. This is quite a good effect to start with. But it has downsides. When I'm working it, cooked and raw food in the warehouse will be disappearing at a rate of 2 items every 12 seconds. It's only active while the corresponding glade defense is being worked on, but it means for this 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I will be bleeding food. But if I don't do this, in 10 minutes and 22 seconds, I'll get a permanent -3 to global resolve, and mitosis, bloodflowers have a tendency to spread uncontrollably, which means it'll produce more of these that I'll have to deal with. So we want to nip this one in the bud. Let's set 2 lizards to investigate that. We're going to get some coal, oil vessels, and some resin out of this, which is quite good, so more fuel. But we're going to be bleeding food. Now, this will only take 2 minutes. With one person, it would take 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Now it's only 2 minutes. Let's get this work done. But we're now losing food at a rate. That's a good thing to have early on. Food's not that important. We've also, by the way, got a large encampment. That means there's 4 people here. This can wait. I need to give them something. And I can either send them on their merry way to the Citadel for some amber, or have them join us here. And I probably will actually deal with that. But once this blood flower is built. But the first thing I'm going to worry about, before even thinking about that, is this trapper's camp. I want that meat. I'll leave you there for now. You're going to cut down a little bit more trees, and I'll move you over here, and you'll unlog all this so I can build more housing. We're still in the drizzle, so we got a bit of time before the storm. As I say, we're bleeding food. Okay, this trapper's camp will be done. What this means is we'll get a lot of meat from these slick-shelled broodmothers. These have 70 charges, as opposed to, if we look at one of the smaller deposits, this has 20 charges, and this is roughly typical for all of this size. There's 3 massive heres with 70 charges each. We're going to get a lot of meat out of this, which is good news. And if I can get a smokehouse down, which I will do next, the weaver's behind, and I think the smokehouse will have similar complex production. Yeah, 5, but the fabric will be good. We can set you down. It's 3x3 though, I did mention that. What I can do, actually, thinking about it, is... Can I move you? Okay, I think it'll have to reset its production, its building materials, but that's otherwise fine. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to set you here now. They'll have to take more stuff there, but it was only 2 planks. And if I set down a smokehouse here, I've got a set of 3 behind here, which you really can't put any buildings in single slots. But what you can do is set down decorations there. And since I think I've got enough people housed around here, I can just set decorations and upgrade this. So I'm going to set a couple of benches here. And this will cost a little bit of wood. And some barrels in the middle for aesthetic purposes entirely. And find a hole somewhere I can stick one more thing. Here, just stick behind the farm. I probably won't use that territory. Okay, I'm going to leave this free for now. Once these 2 lizards are done dealing with this, I'll set them to work here. I may actually bring in the people first, using berries. Okay, we're back in the clearance. You're almost done there, so I can move you over here and have you clear that out. All this area, just start cutting down trees. They're doing it a lot faster than the lizards were cutting it down. Alright, I believe the bloodfowl has now been dealt with. They also have to take away this coal, but they have an increased carrying capacity due to the harpy working the hearth, so that'll go a lot faster. I'm going to set you up here like that, and we're going to build a nice little road up to the trapper's camp just to speed up stuff here. So I'm just encircling the hearth, as it turns out. That'll speed them up a little bit once we get that constructed. We've completed 2 Glade events. This means we can submit the problem solver. We'll get the planks, we'll get the tools, and we'll get 3 new villagers, which means we can be doing stuff. Is that lizards? Do we get any spare lizards? I'm going to swap you out for a beaver. So I've got 2 lizards to work on the trapper's farm here, so you produce it at a high rate. And I'm also going to have you bring them... I was going to have you bring them berries, wasn't I? Like I said, 2 harpies to this. Maybe I don't want them here just yet, because they will start eating my food. And I kind of want to get this frickin' smokehouse into production. Smokehouse will use that meat that we're about to pick up, and it's going to use the sea marrow, definitely not the wood. Or the coal. Or the oil. Anything but wood. Since we're getting a bunch of that stuff, oil and coal from the blood flower, that'll be good. The weaver's almost done as well. We got a lot of planks from that. That's actually one of the benefits of having something like that done. Now, we really need to get more buildings done. And in actual fact, you're building in the wrong place there. You're cutting down in the wrong place here. We have a blueprint, by the way. Everything happens very quickly here. I'm going to get a plantation. Forget the herbalist camp. We're going to have a plantation, and I'm going to set that down here. It can utilize all of those farm fields I've already placed down. the Weaver. Let's get some, get a Harpy in here for now. And what that means, we can get you out of there and stop having you produce fabric. You'll just make bricks and planks. This small herbalist camp is actually out of material it can extract. Oh. That might be it. I've got nowhere for you to grab, and you do herbs, berries, and mushrooms. There's nothing really for you to grab at the moment. So, in lieu of a herbalist camp, I'm actually going to dismantle you. Can I replace you? No, not directly. What I'm going to do is hit V and dismantle that. It'll refund the parts. Luckily, that's all well and good. And what we're going to do is set those two people to a forester's camp. What are you doing here? Stonecutter. You're extracting that. You'll be able to get another lot of sea marrow, but not much. We don't get the large sea marrow deposits up here. But I can move you up there once you're finished with this lot. And you can just quickly get those roots out of there. Okay, I'm a little behind at the moment. I'd like to be in a better position. But it is high time, by the way, now that we've got that done. We got some jerky into production, and I'll get one of each race, and you'll be making that jerky, and I suppose it wouldn't hurt for you to be making pottery. We're making clay, I think, aren't we? Are we? I can have a look at that. We got some clay on us, in any case. Plantation doesn't have the materials just yet. That'll happen in time, and we've just upgraded our hearth. I don't know if that impacts hostility, but hostility did go down, and that's a good thing. Right. Now we have complex food production happening for the first time. We have, the lizard here is actually focusing on pottery, but hopefully the jerky should be coming in soon. And that'll make our harpies and our lizards quite happy that they have that on hand. That should keep us ahead in the storm, even though we're behind on housing at the moment. And there's the second storm. Okay. Let's see what we're dealing with in this one. We have a plague of malady. Villagers will take 50% longer rest and have a 100% higher chance of consuming twice as much food during a break. But otherwise, it should be alright. We can manage through this storm. By the way, we've done the lizards resolve. We got them up. That means we can complete a thing and get a new building. Now, we have an option. We can choose Rain Mill, which will allow us to produce flour at a very nice rate, but we aren't really producing the wheat we'd need to make that stuff, so it might not be viable. Provisioner also allows us to do flour. They can also do barrels and packs of provisions. By the way, the Rain Mill will allow us to produce scrolls and building materials. Or the cookhouse. The cookhouse does skewers. Now, if we look here, we can look at the recipes for that. That's also a meat-based product, and it'll allow us to use roots or berries. Now, we are making berries. It'll also allow us to produce biscuits, but we need flour for that. So if we're not producing flour, which I believe requires, well, you can make it from roots or mushrooms. A rain mill might be worthwhile here. The cookhouse also allows you to produce pigments from various types of resources, including copper ore, which we can extract from a mine, which we can build. The problem with skewers, only the lizards benefit from it. Now, everyone can eat skewers, but it's not a need for anyone else. It'll mean they're not eating raw food, and that'll increase the complexity of our, well, increase the efficiency of our diet. If you have people eating raw food, by the way, it's a really low efficiency thing. You don't want them eating food. Raw food. The cookhouse would be good. This is a rough one. But the provisioner will allow us to build packs of provisions, which we can make from a lot, especially meat. And we're making a lot of meat with the lizards working those large deposits. And we could use those provisions for trade very effectively. And we can make flour out of it, and hopefully down the line we'll get a cookhouse or something else, like pie, that we can make at. So, you know what? I'm going to pick the provisioner, and we're going to make flour from root. But before that, it's high time. High time. I built a trading post. I'm way behind on that. And I'm going to build the trading post next to the lighthouse. That requires just wood. We're kind of out of wood at the moment. That's fine. The Stonecutter's camp has just depleted its resource nodes, so I'm going to send you up here to extract it from there. And I think we need people. So you're going to take berries to welcome new people into the farm. We need hands. We need labor. Okay, we're almost done with this clearance, and we're going to have to start thinking about breaking into a new glade up here very soon. And I think it's obvious where this is pointing us. There's no doubt about it. We have to get into this forbidden glade. Plantation produces berries and plant fiber. That's not great if we wanted to make it to produce wood, roots to do flour. Flour's going to be rough. It's only through roots, and I don't believe we have any other roots to hand. Once you're done here, I'm getting into the small glade. We're going to push towards this forbidden glade, and then eventually up to this dangerous glade. I think that's what we're going to do. I need housing. And I don't have a lot of wood. Okay, move, settle, and cut. We don't have time to waddle about. Get it done. I'm going to prep a provisioner. I know I can set it behind the weaver. That'll be a nice place for it. And that also means I can set this path to nice and lovely clean up that grid. Okay. We just left the storm and we're okay. We're about to hit the next level of hostility if we don't find a way to reduce it. So let's hope that we've got something in the cornerstone. Ancient mushroom farming technique described within. Mushroom production increases by +1 every 25 times it's produced. We can increase our production of plant fiber, which we are going to be producing in that plantation, or the exploration contract, which will supply reed and clay for each discovered glade from the Royal Academy. Again, I think it stacks. It's kind of between these two. Plant fiber is good for weaving. I want to be able to make clothes. Hopefully I'm going to get a clothier as well. Alright. These two... Okay, we're going to have hands in a second, so let's just hope we got time. We have some newcomers. Oh, we got a lot actually coming in. Let's get the leather and the parts. We'll accept these two, and I can now set a harpy and a lizard to producing that plantation. Okay, we're now at level 1 hostility, which is still okay. We don't have to worry about the really bad stuff till level 3. You are idle for the time being. I'm going to have you deactivate. I'm actually just going to move you out. I don't want to be producing anything in the crude workstation because it's really inefficient with wood. I'm really feeling the lack of a carpenter. Building materials might be actually really difficult to get our hands on. I'm going to get another harpy making that. You've apparently been making training gear. You shouldn't be. Don't do that. Make trade goods from barrels and pottery. Don't make it from ink, if you can. And make fabric from reed or... I've probably been sleeping on that. I don't think I'm producing enough plant fiber for this. But reed and pottery, I should have been... those were grayed out to begin with. That's kind of messed me up. It's okay. Housing. I'll go directly across to 3. We'll have to hope we can build up enough wood for that. Now, we should get a trader immediately. Zorg is right here, right now. That's good for me. Okay, so what he's got. Zorg, each of the different traders, and this guy's a frog dude. I don't believe any of other of his species are around. I think they were planning a toad species, but that might not happen. Now, these guys, you basically trade goods with in exchange for other goods. So if you've got an excess of something, you sell it. Like, for instance, I've got 126 reeds, ain't doing much, but I don't want to spend any of those for the time being. And amber is the basic currency. So I've got 20 amber on hand just from stuff I've done. So I can actually just spend 20 amber. And say, buy some of this jerky or porridge. Now, I don't think anyone can actually eat porridge, can they? No. So, buying that porridge would be a waste of time. I can buy the jerky. We're producing jerky, but it'd be nice to have on hand. Planks if you got them, but he don't got them. Flour might be worthwhile. Let's have a look at what I am making. He doesn't have planks, which is a real pain in the ass, or wood. I would have liked something like that. Each of the guys have different types. Zorg says he has everything you need. I think you can actually find out exactly what he's likely to have with him. They only stay for a minute and a bit. We can also do trade routes. We'll come back to that in a second. Because that's entirely new for me. I'm wondering. There's not much here I actually want. What he has also got are these cornerstones or perks, which are down the bottom here. And I can buy them direct for amber, and as I've got 20 amber on me, I can buy any of these. If I get the Viceroy Survival Guide, I can increase global food production speed by 20%. Or if I get bigger barrels, I can increase ale production, which I'm not doing, or increase pottery production. That might actually be useful, because I am making pottery. So I can spend 12 on that. And I might as well. But there's not much more I can do with him, actually. I wish I had a bit more. We should have a lot of people around now, which means we can utilize them to do stuff. So, you should be getting on with work. You're making pottery and jerky. Anyone, what do we got? We got a lot of homeless. We probably need another woodcutter. The problem is that we're going to be increasing hostility by a long way. I mean, it's already at plus 18. The number of villages is our biggest contributor. We've got 28 people in this village now. And, well, we just need... We need wood. So I'm going to have to build a woodcutter's camp. Over here, we're going to do some forest clearing. It's a risk, but it's a risk we're going to have to take. It's only 2 parts, no wood actually used to produce that. So once you're built, I'll set 3 workers to just clearing this shit. Luckily, workers don't directly contribute to it, so it won't be an immediate problem, but it will be eventually. Do I have a beaver working somewhere he shouldn't be? By the way. How many beavers do I have? 6. There should be 1 guy. Somewhere. No, that's my trader. Huh. I have a... You're working in the cookhouse. No, I'll replace you with lizards. Lizards like working there. Now I can get 3 beavers doing what they're very good at and cutting down trees. That'll get us some wood, because we're very low on that stuff, and we need it to build houses. We got so many people, and not a lot of them are housed. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I can go to consumption control up here. This is one of the later upgrades. You won't get it immediately. And I can tell my population not to eat raw meat. That way, they won't be consuming that accidentally. That'll go straight into the cookhouse to be turned into jerky, which they will eat. By the way, even the people who, like the beavers here, who don't get a benefit from eating jerky, will eat it. And it'll be better for them if they're eating that rather than raw meat. So that means it gets processed, in this case, here, into much more complex and beneficial food. And at a higher efficiency. So this will stretch a bit longer. Alright. How's it being built? This is happening. This harvester's camp has just finished off. Let's have you continuing to work up there. This can probably be used as another plantation. Berries and plant fiber is pretty good. Still waiting for the planks to build you, and in point of fact, I'd better get someone working back here. Just producing planks for now. Where the fuck am I getting this clay from? I've forgotten. I've got a lot of it. I don't think I've got any harvesters camps producing clay. Are you producing any trade goods? I'm not making incense. I can make incense from resin, by the way. Which could be useful in the bathhouse and I believe in the temple. But let's save the fuel for now. And not have them make it. You could produce trade goods. Hopefully next time a trader comes across, we'll have some trade goods to spend. But I actually... Well, you should be producing it from pottery, which we are making. I'm going to have you focus on producing it through pottery and not through barrels. I think we've used up all my barrels. But we should have some trade goods on hand now. Right? Somewhere. Might be in the personal storage here. Alright, into the clearance. That loses our benefits we had in the drizzle. We're now in year 3. Provision is still waiting for planks, which we weren't producing. I've got a bunch of people sitting around not doing anything, that's a problem. But this stonecutter's camp is now out of jobs to do, and I've got nothing else for them to do. See, this is a slight problem with overpopulating too quickly. Here's what I'm going to do. Let's get a mine down. This is a complex building, which is a problem. But if I can get a mine... Oh, shit, there's actually trees in the way. That's fucking annoying. Yeah, I'll set you here. And I'm also going to build another shelter here. Is this tree in the way? Yes, it is. Let's just have you deal with that tree. I think that should extend out. So just... No, not all of them. Just that tree there. Get that down quickly. We're still low on wood. Okay, now back to what you were doing. Clearing that out. And I can build another shelter over here. That's just inside, just barely inside the range of the hearth. But it is inside of it. I may need to start building another hearth. I've got orders. Let's focus on that. I can deliver the meat diet. I totally didn't even, like, register that. I think I might have lost something there, but that's good. No, that was fulfilling need for jerky, which is good. Farm field and packs of crops, which I can only make through makeshift posts. I'm not going to do that. Or open or send caches. I'll do that eventually. Those you'll find in the major glades. Deliver luxury goods. Am I producing luxury goods from anywhere? Sorry, let me check recipes here. If it shows up here, you can make them. And I can't. So, that's probably not worthwhile. Deliver scrolls and build a temple. This is the one that caught me earlier. On the previous city. Fuck. I may make luxury goods eventually if I can get an artisan or a carpenter in. We'll find out. Let's see what the new building we can make is. A carpenter, funnily enough. Probably worthwhile building that carpenter. We need somebody that can make planks. That way we don't have to rely on this bloody crude workstation anymore. I'm going to set the carpenter here. The carpenter will allow us to produce luxury goods. Problem is, we probably need incense to make that. Now, I think you can possibly make this. Here you can. There, I'll set you not to eat wood and to eat sea marrow, and I'll have you make incense through resin. I don't think we're actually making resin at a great rate, but we are making roots a little bit. We'll have to hope this glade has something good, and we really need to get pushing towards our goal. But once we get through here, I'll set you to just cut straight into this forbidden glade. Hell or high water, we're going to find out what's behind that. And yeah, so our stonecutter's camp has nothing to do, which means I can deactivate it and get those lizards out of there. I've got a lot of people sitting around not doing anything. This is really not ideal, but we'll find some work for them. Maybe I should put down another provisioner. Plantation, sorry. It might be worthwhile eating over one of these spots. That'll utilize it. But you can see we're missing 4 here, we're missing 3 here. If I get that, we'll only trample 1. So let's do that. Mathematically speaking, that's ideal. Let's get those farm fields set, and you'll be producing... I can maybe replace this out later, but berries and plant fiber are good. And probably time I extended this road, isn't it? Suppose I'll do with that. Might be worthwhile building a hearth out here. A small hearth. Actually, I think that might be too close anyway. Did you guys get a move on? Alright, we've just finished the provisioner and we got some more houses under production. Under construction, sorry. Okay, we're filling people out. We've only got a little bit of homelessness. One more building would actually sort us. But we're doing alright. Next is a -8 drop and the Plague of Darkness. The storm season lasts 100% longer and sacrificing in the Ancient Harvest Band. Well, that sucks. That's a rough one. 4 minutes of this storm. We're prepared for it, luckily. I need 2 people working in the provisioner. Let's have you make from berries and meat packs of provisions we can use for trading. Can't really make barrels. We can't really make flour, but if you've got something to make flour out of, I suppose we could use it. But for now, let's leave it off flour. I don't think there's anything for it to be used at here. Alright, finally. We're in. Dewberry bush, copper vein, clay deposits. That's something for the stonecutters to have been doing. They're actually already in range. Get rid of these roads. We don't really have time to be doing anything else, so just go straight into this forbidden glade. In the storm might not be the best time for it. It's level 1, so we are getting that muddy ground debuff, but that's otherwise perfectly fine. I'm going to let them cut down these trees and wait a bit. Say, no, I'm not, am I? Don't cut that. Just there. Get into that forbidden glade. We need to get a move on. That carpenter almost done? Not quite. They're making packs of provisions. Once this storm is over... By the way, the traders do not come in the storm, so this, I believe, is on hold until the next season. But when that happens, when the trader comes, I'll have some stuff for them. Some good stuff that I can trade for real money. Ah, newcomers. I might leave them at the door. I had a bunch of people not really doing much. I got 3 harpies sitting around twiddling their thumbs until I've got some more buildings complete. I should get that clay. Alright, I'm going to move you to there. Get a couple of harpies working there. I'm not going to extend the road just yet. Berries, that's a herbalist camp. I don't think I have one, actually. I think I dismantled my last one. But that's roots, grain, and vegetables. And I think you've just completed your last lot. Which is a bit of a problem. The mine has nobody working in it. Beavers are good at working in mines, or enjoy working in mines. I believe you can make incense out of that. No, you can't. I think it's scrolls that can be made there. Huh. I don't think I have any way of producing scrolls, do I? This is where you have to really think. I can't make scrolls. So I'm going to leave you deactivated and not presently doing anything. Okay, you're done. Let's deactivate you then. I won't move you. I'm hoping there'll be something behind this glade. Newcomers are waiting. See, I can set up trade routes if I can, see what that is. I could bring in skewers or oil or something actually quite useful by using provisions, which I am making. Let's see what we can send to the Smouldering City. Or we can send stuff to Stormglen. If I pay 5 amber to unlock an additional offer in this town. If I do that. They want something. Which I don't have to sell. The only thing I can sell is to Greymire. I can sell parts or reeds. None of which I really want to sell. Now, I can sell luxury goods, by the way, to Stag's Refuge. But I need... not enough goods. I am producing luxury goods at the Carpenter, aren't I? Oh no, I've got the Carpenter. That hasn't actually been built yet. That'll be built. I'm tempted to leave these newcomers at the door. Actually, that's a bad idea. I'm going to bring them in. I don't know whether I want this mine running, because I can't really use that copper ore. Thinking about what I could do next. I'm going to have to do more housing. Let's just build, sorry, it's in the way. Build 2 more houses along here. There's the Carpenter. You can stop making fracking planks. Make bricks only. I have you producing planks. I don't really want you producing tools. Not that I could have you producing tools anyway. I want you producing luxury goods with the incense and only with the incense. Actually, we're making training gear, so you can do that as well. Is the Weaver actually actively making training gear? Yeah, it is. Alright, fine. Luxury goods using the trading gear or the incense. And planks using the woods. And I'll get 3 lovely beavers, which we just hired, to run that. Come on. We're about to break into this glade. Storm's almost over. Okay, the Harpy's resolve has just become low, which means when they do reach 0, they will start to leave. Luckily, there's not enough time left in the drivel for that to happen, so I'm pretty sure we're good. I'm going to set you to work at that plantation. We'll need those things. So you can see this little red circle is going down. When that resets, it'll... well... they'll leave. That population will leave. That's not ideal, but it's not a big problem at the moment. Okay. That's dealt with. That'll be the most pleasant one we have to deal with for a while. We unlock this glade. This will jump up, by the way, this hostility. God damn it, it's teasing me with this one. There we go. So hostility just jumped up a bit more every time you open a glade. There's your ancient seal. That's actually a lot closer than I was expecting it to be. Okay. I think I just opened it. Next plague is the plague of fire. The seal opens. This is a new guy, a walrus fella. Rahatiel the Elder, the seal keeper. The seal opens. The monstrosities locked inside want to take over this world again. Hungry for revenge, they release different plagues to the settlement every storm, collecting all parts of the ancient guardian and closing the seal is the only way to win. Don't waste time. May the storm be gentle on you, Viceroy. I could sacrifice 100 wood at the ancient hearth and deliver 3 wildfire essence to acquire this, or I could earn 2 reputation points from events. I'm not sure what that exactly means. Or buy at least 3 perks or blueprints from traders. All of this is currently at 0. I need to do this. Let's just quickly get this. Ooh. If you want to take this, you must first give 1 wood production, lose all stored fuel upon picking this cornerstone. Absolutely not. I've got ATC marrow in there. I can't produce at any rate yet. This is ethereal, so if I unpause the game, by the way, it'll go away. I'm not going to select it, though. It's a good one, and I have used this before, but at this late stage in the game, I can't be losing all my tools and my non-wood fuel sources, because otherwise I'm going to literally run out and I'll have no wood to burn, no fuel to burn in my hearth. That's a big problem, and that will absolutely crush resolve. Standardized set of rules. Every villager with their need for education fulfilled. Education, that's a kind of risky one. If you leave rainwater for a while, begin to release a pleasant swarm baker. Plus 10% food production is increased. Actually, yeah, that reminds me. I should probably build a rain collector. Because I haven't actually done that yet. You know what? This crude production place can go somewhere else. I don't need it there. Yeah. You can hold the corner in here, and I'm going to make a rain collector, which I meant to do actually already. Just over here. Alright, so we need to, do we need to complete all 3 of these or just one of them? I'm gonna try to produce 3 of them. The Heart of the Guardian, the Blood of the Guardian, Life Essence of the Guardian, the Feathers of the Guardian. I don't quite know how this system works. But let's try to complete one of them. If I could sacrifice the wood, I would, but I don't have enough wood at the moment. Trader might be an easy one. We should have a fair amount of amber on us. You can, by the way, for some extra impatience points, call the trader immediately. But I'm not going to bother spending that. By the way, we're probably going to have something to deal with in here. Here we go. We got a dangerous crypt. Do we have anything else? We have a large... 2 abandoned caches here. That is good. That is actually not bad. Problem is we need the tools. And I don't have a way of producing tools because it requires bronze or... here. No. There. Bronze or crystallized dew, and I don't have any way of producing crystallized dew, nor any way to produce bronze. So that's... I can't produce my own tools at the moment. That's the only way to send it to the Citadel. That's a reputation point. That's a full reputation point there. That's worth a lot. That's really good. That's one of the ways you win. Or you can break it open. You'll get ale, steel pickaxes, a couple of copper bars, and a bundle of herbs. But you have to spend something like, for instance, sea marrow or stone. Or training gear, which I should have enough of. But I think it's being used to make stuff. But this is the dangerous glade. We have got some other material here. A bunch of reeds, which... No, that's a stone cutters. What was sleeping here? That's grain. Okay, what I'm going to do is dismantle that then. And we'll construct probably... Oh, we'll just move this. When it's done. And we need a herbalist cap, or a small herbalist cap to produce these mushrooms, and I think I might quickly put that together. Okay, I'd better do something about this Forsaken Crypt. If I don't do it in 12 minutes, it will destroy all amber and wine, and will give us a impatience point. And if I do, I can spend... probably the fabric to tear it down, but I'll get -4 global resolve for every 10 amber in the settlement's warehouses. It's only active while that's being worked upon, and I have 13 amber, which means -4 global resolve. Best I deal with that now before I get more amber. Or, if I had that friggin' incense left over, I could have spent stuff to calm the spirit and gain a reputation point, which would probably be really good. But I don't have the incense for that yet. You're producing incense actively, right? Something here is, I know it. 10 at a time. If I told you briefly not to be utilizing that incense. Just for now and just to make planks. Because they're all producing luxury goods here. That's a bit of a problem. Let's use the incense here. And I suppose the amber would save us this one. And if we can get it in the next 12 minutes, I'll send 2 lizards to investigate that way. We can get a reputation point. That might be more worthwhile than some pottery. The ancient tablets are pretty good, and the wildfire essence is pretty good. And you can increase incense for every 10 roots produced. But we've really got a lot of incense around here. Alright. Let's leave that. We'll just get the reputation point. I need the building. I'd like to do this one. Hopefully the trader's about to rock up. Maybe we can buy some more tools and we can pick up some of these abandoned caches. I think you're done. So I'm going to move you right now over here to do that. Kind of next door to the Forsaken Crypt, but you'll be fine. Okay, you're almost done. I'm gonna have you... There, Sahilda just arrived. That's the human trader, by the way. She's great. I usually find her very useful. Let's just clear some of this forest away. Alright, what has she got on her? Not much, actually, of immediate use. Very annoyingly. I'm going to set up a trade route, by the by. I'm sure I can do this. Oh, no, they change, don't they? Fucking hell. I can send luxury goods to the Citadel for 4 amber. So, yeah, no, I can do this now. If I set up... No, I was actually building up luxury goods, but if I sell 2 to the Smoldering City, I'll get 4 amber for that. I've been told this is actually quite a effective way of getting money, more effective than... We have enough leather. Sorry. More effective than using the traders here, but I don't see how, if I'm only getting a little bit of amber out of it. What are the cornerstones perks you have? I definitely need to be buying some of these. You've got some amber on you. What you can do, by the way, is sell off... See, I've got all these trade goods. Now, I don't have any immediate use for these. And I can actually fulfill a booming economy thing immediately by selling a bunch of these trade goods. I have no other use for them. If I just send them on this way and take 15... Actually, it's slightly less. It's annoyingly, it says 15 gold, but it's actually worth 18.75 gold. There. So it's worth 12 gold. 12 amber, sorry. I called it gold. It's not gold. I can sell a bunch of provisions. You don't have any tools on you. You have water skins, which might be useful. Flour as well. But really not much. If I sell off some of these provisions, I'll sell off another 10 provisions. And give me a bunch of these insects. Actually, no. God, I wish I had they had more raw field. I usually find Sahilda quite good to work with. But it's a bit disappointing on this occasion. Bunch of berries aren't really worthwhile. I'll take your pottery, I suppose. That's as much as I can get out of you. I'm going to ditch the rest of my trade goods. Have all of it. Give me all the pottery I can get for that. 50 pottery. A little bit of extra amber. There we go. We'll run that trade. That gives me 19, and that means I can do coat production, hopefully, soon. And if the gods smile upon me, I can deliver the booming economy. I'll get a bunch of oil, some new villagers, which is good, and some extra amber, which I can later spend. Nope. Very annoyingly, I did not get... I was hoping for a clothier. I'm making a lot of fabric at the moment, but I've got nowhere to spend it internally, and I'd like to be able to make cloaks. The next storm's going to be a pain in the ass. Harpy House, probably a good idea. That requires fabric to build. The Guild House, what does that do? Which I can't make wine, I can give them luxuries, and it gives me some bonuses if I have a certain number of people working there. The Bath House, that requires tea, and it will give you treatment services. This only affects the harpies, but it wouldn't be bad, but I don't think I can make tea. So, we're picking the Harpy houses, and since I only take fabric to make, let's start a Harpy Neighborhood. Just thinking where would be the most space-efficient place to put this. See, I could fit 4 in a nice blob here, but this house is kind of in the way. Can you, hey, you can go over there for now. Good. I'm going to build Harpy houses. How many Harpies have I got? 12? Now, these fit fewer individuals, actually. This only houses 2 residents. I need 6 of these, but I can afford 6. If I do that... one there. And one there. See, I'm trying to fit them all in a space-efficient area. Oh shit, wrong orientation. I think that arrow actually matters. They need to be able to enter the building. Alright, that is just about within the range of the hearth. So we got a little harpy village. That'll house all of our harpies, and it only requires fabric, which we've got loads of.